Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TC Worlds 2019. Now I know Expanded is what most people are thinking about because of Anaheim Regionals coming up. However, this past weekend there was a tournament in Japan in which last time around Shintaro brought us the C2I Ninetales Swampert. And this time around he's brought us Meganium, Ninetales, Greninja, Swampert, Slaking. Yes, that is 4 different stage 2's and a stage 1 in the same deck. And so how do you manage to fit all of that into a single deck? Well, you only play one energy, the best energy available for the deck. And so let's go into the analysis and discussion of this list, and then we will get to see it a little bit in action, and hopefully we won't be making too many misplays. I've only played once with this deck before doing this, so give me a little benefit, wiggle room, benefit of the doubt. We'll try to manage as we go. I'm doing well, Sir Banish, thank you. How about yourself? This is, I believe, Shintaro's list. This is, I believe, Shintaro's list. The list is public from what I hear. And so, let's dive right into it. So the main Pokemon is Meganium, 150 HP, its ability, Quick Ripening Herb. Once during your turn before you attack, you may use this ability. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a stage 2 card in your hand that evolves from that Pokemon, put that card onto the basic Pokemon to evolve it. You can use this ability during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. Therefore, you can just, boom, go Mudkip into Swampert, go Froakie into Greninja, go Chikorita into Meganium, or go Slackus into Slaking. Into Slaking. Yeah, you can't go Vulpix into Ninetales, unfortunately, but we'll see. I don't believe the list is wrong, Calvin. I also saw him play. There's a video of his list up on YouTube, well, of him playing, and therefore you can figure out most of the list. But anyways, we have Meganium, which will allow us to get out both all Greninja, Slaking, and Swampert, and a 3-3 line of that. Now we have a 3-3 line of Swampert. Its ability, power draw once during your turn before you attack. You may discard a card from your hand, and if you do, you draw 3 cards. And the attack Hydro Pump does 80 damage plus 20 more damage for each water energy attached to his Pokemon. And since we are playing the Super Boost energy as the only energy in this deck, we are definitely going to be able to deal 160 damage every time. But since we only have one energy and it's a Prism Star, we are not going to be using it on Swampert at all. Yeah, or on Meganium. I forgot to mention its attack Solar Beam, 110 damage, but it's generally not important. What's important is Greninja GX. So Greninja GX, with its ability Shuriken Flurry, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So right off the bat, the ability is pretty decent, right? It helps you in dealing a little bit of damage, or softening up things, right, at different points in the match. But the attack Haste Slash, dealing 110, and then you may shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. Now you will likely always choose to do it. Why is that? Because since you only play one Super Boost energy in the whole deck, you cannot afford to lose it. If you lose the Super Boost energy, you have essentially lost the game. So there is the card Team Skullgrunt, which is not very commonly played, but there is that threat. But there is also the threat of Enhanced Hammer, or simply your Pokemon getting knocked out. But if the Super Boost keeps going back into the deck, and therefore you have to retry to find it, you can eventually, if it's in the deck, it's protected. But if it's in your hand or if it's in play, it's vulnerable to the to either Team Skullgrunt, or Enhanced Hammer. So you want to avoid doing that. And now, after you shuffle Greninja back into the deck, you can put up Ninetales, you can put up Meganium, you can put up Swampert, or you can put up Slaking, which with its ability Lazy, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon in play have no abilities except for Lazy. So Slaking obviously is not played at all, but you can use this as a sort of wall to protect your Pokemon, and you prevent opponents from using abilities. And finally have the attack critical move, 160 damage, and you discard an energy. So you will definitely not want to use that attack. That's a one attack you 100% do not want to use under any circumstances, because unless it's your last attack for your last prize. Yeah. And then supporters wise, we have 4 Looker, and we'll see why Looker in a little bit. We have 4 Looker, 2 Gladion, because we really cannot afford. By playing 2 Gladion and 1 Super Boost Energy, we are essentially playing 3 Super Boost Energy, essentially, right? 2 Guzma, 2 Acerola, and then 2 Lily. So why Looker? Looker is in here because Ninetales ability, Mysterious Guidance, allows you to get 2 item cards when you evolve, right? And therefore you can get Looker Whistle, and Looker Whistle gets you Looker. So essentially Ninetales has the possibility to get you draw supporter, right? Without having to ultra for a Lele for a draw supporter. So it's a much more efficient way to go about it. And between Looker and potentially double Swampert, you're seeing 9 cards of your deck almost every turn. So that's pretty strong. Now, ironically, this is a stage 2 deck that only runs 3 rare candy, but basically you only need 1. You get the first Meganium out, and then you are good to go. We have 4 Nest Balls, we have 3 Timer Balls, 3 Ultra Balls, a single Brooklet Heal, and then a single Stretcher and 4 Switch. That is because whichever, after we attack with Greninja, we will be promoting stuff that hopefully is able to take a hit and survive, or something like Slaking. And therefore we need to be able to constantly switch out in order to re-attack with Greninja and finish the game that way. 4 Acrobike allows us to thin the deck as well. We really need to dig quite a bit to set up all of our stage 2s, especially on turn 1. You need to set up 2 Chikoritas. That's the goal. Yeah, so that's the deck. Now I feel like we can't do this deck justice until we actually see it in action, and so let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah. Okay, so thank you to everyone who's here. I really appreciate the support. Miguel, did Buzzrock follow the map of the meta scene, or is it still viable? It's definitely still viable, and Roanoke, it did pretty well. Double Cup Faded, yeah, it's definitely not an easy to play deck. What is the win condition? You get 6 prizes, H2WM. You get 6 prizes. You use Greninja's haste slash attack, you hit for 110, and then you put it back. And then you hit 110, and then you put it back. And you keep cycling that, and then the ability from Greninja GX, the extra damage counters, help you out. And you can use Slaking to perhaps stop whatever your opponent wants to do. So yeah, it's a very complex deck. It got him all the way to top 16, I believe, which is really impressive. And once again, I have 1 game of experience with this deck, so bear with me. Yeah, bear with me. But we will do our best. Yeah. Okay, so pretty okay start. Starting Bullpix is always nice. Don't think I'm gonna bench the Slackers until I know what I'm up against, and because bench space is super valuable. That is why. Oh wow, we're up against Vicold Rayquaza. So Slaking might be useful here. The issue is we don't get 1 hit KOs on Rayquaza. He started off the Swiss part of the tournament 6-0. That's pretty interesting. Okay. So we definitely want all 4 mulligans. We only find technically 1 useful basic. Luger is now pretty good, much better than Lily, because our hand is already pretty clogged up, I would say. And yeah, if there's 1 big brain deck, it's definitely this one, I would say. It is definitely this one. Okay, so we'll see how we are able to do here. Okay. And Rail, thank you so much for the bit. You know that you can actually, you could have sent that as an M&M. Hello, Josh. You can now send cheer modes instead of as the regular ones. You can actually now send M&M as cheer modes. It would be cool if someone tried it out. And the tournament was best of 1. In Japan they play best of 1 25 minutes, which I think it would be cool if we tried that out over here, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Looker, H2WM, there you go, 5 M&M bits, thank you so much. There they are. I thought they would never stop spinning, but they actually do stop spinning. Thank you so much for giving me a few M&Ms. Okay, so the Looker didn't get us a Chikorita. The Ultra Ball will get us a Chikorita, which is awesome. So, Silent Thunder, thank you so much for the 10 M&Ms. Thank you so much. There you go. Thank you so much. The Ultra Ball, I think I'm going to discard the Lily. I'm thinking about the rare candy, but I don't think discarding rare candy is good here. These are really good. Make Love No War Turtle, thank you so much for the extra M&Ms. And I believe there are different colored M&Ms. Yeah, they're just higher tier. Yeah, but thank you so much for the M&Ms. Look at that, it looks pretty cool. I'm honestly at a loss as to what to discard. I feel like Slakas could be important. So I think I'm gonna discard, oh, I over-clicked the Lily. I think Lily and Kuzma? No, I can see myself doing some cool Kuzma plays. I'm gonna get rid of this switch actually. Might be a mistake though. We have 1 Chikorita and 1 Meganium priced. The Slaking is also priced, but we do play 2 Gladion. The White Snake, thank you so much for the orange M&M. Very kind of you. There you go. And look at the explosion of M&Ms. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and beacon. So definitely want the Meganium, right? And probably, I mean, I don't want to rely on the Timer Ball, but I might have to. Yeah, I generally don't want to rely on the Timer Ball. And Soup Stoops, thank you so much for the M&M. Very kind of you. Oh wow, they do spin still in the class. That's cool. I made them, by the way. I made the M&Ms. Hey dogs, thank you so much for being here. Here you have. Oh, I already had a Meganium. Oops, that's actually very true. And thank you so much for the follows. Rail, thank you so much for the M&M. For the 2 M&Ms, very kind of you. I already had a Meganium, so mistake number 1. I already had a Meganium in my hand, so I should have grabbed the Chikorita instead. That was pretty silly. Not gonna lie, that was pretty silly. M&Ms are super dope. I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you guys liked the M&Ms. Oh gosh, we're gonna get Marshadowed. Our huge hand is gonna get Marshadowed. That's not very nice, but at least if my opponent doesn't get Vikavolt, we are okay-ish. Okay, Timer Ball and Ultra Ball can get us Ninetales, although I might just want to. It's just Beacon is really good. Beacon helps you so much. So I mean, the Let Loose fixes the fact that Greninja, didn't you? Thank you so much for the bits. You could have used M&Ms. You could have sent 15 M&Ms. Is this list posted anywhere? It is the craziest list ever. I saw it on Heyfonte. I believe it is in there, and you can definitely. So the issue is getting that first rare candy here. The list is on Heyfonte, but I also showed it. Yeah, I can show it again if you guys want. Sam Seraphim, thanks so much for the bits. Very kind of you. I am a bit lost as to what to do here, because the stretcher is kind of important. But I definitely need a Ninetales next turn, I think. This hand is pretty sad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I might need to set up another Chikorita as well. I can't afford it though. I can't afford to use the Ultra Ball. Okay, so definitely one Meganium. And I only have a Swampert. So I definitely think I want No, I definitely want that Ninetales. Yeah. To guarantee the rare candy. It's like next turn I can have Ninetales, rare candy, rare candy Meganium, Meganium into Swampert, and then we'll see what we can do from there. Yeah. We shall see what we can do from there. So where can you find the list? It was posted on Hey Fonte. I'm sure someone could link the list here, or I can make a paste of it or a print screen of the list to share with you guys. It's definitely not a very straightforward list. It's a pretty cool list for sure. Pretty cool list for sure. Okay, so there's a rare candy V-Gold as expected. So a bit of a slow start for my opponent. The Zero Aura will allow my opponent to free retreat and knock me out, which is not very nice, right? Especially because now my Guzma doesn't help me in buying myself any time at all. Oh, my opponent chooses Tempest though. My opponent chooses to Tempest, so we get another turn here, which is nice. And my opponent, okay. I'm pretty sure Rayquaza has to be a bad matchup for the deck. Yeah. You saw some online comments saying this list is okay for best of 1, but would need changes for best of 3. What would you change for best of 3? I was thinking one thing I wanted to have in here was maybe an energy Lodo. Instead of one of the Lookers perhaps, or instead of one of the Whistles. No, probably instead of one of the Lookers. But specifically for best of 3, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I would change for best of 3. Okay, so the Chikorita is super valuable here. We start with the Looker once again. And there you go, someone already linked the list on chat in case anyone wants to see it. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, so definitely want a Nest Ball. Probably for, well, no, I have Ninetales actually. My Chikorita should be safe on turn 1, right? Even if we're up against a fire deck. So, Ninetales next turn. Wow, this is pretty sweet. Ninetales next turn gets me Meganium set up, which gets me Swampert set up, which maybe even gets me Greninja set up. So, pretty sweet turn 1. The only energy is indeed Super Boost. You see no reason that deck would be good in best of 1 and bad for best of 3. There is no side deck in Pokemon. That is true, right? That is true, but yeah, like in a best of 3 you can see what your opponent is playing. There are certain cards that are more effective if people don't know they're playing it, such as, like, not in this list, but something like Delinquent, right? Is potentially something you want to account for. And okay, so we get a rare candy. I feel like I'm gonna Looker first, and then I'll use the Ninetales. I mean, do I even need to use the Ninetales? I'm gonna Ultra Ball, the Lily, and the rare candy. No, the Kuzma. Let's go with the Kuzma. I mean, my opponent's playing a Macargo deck, so I really shouldn't have any issues. Right, I really shouldn't have any issues, so I'll go ahead and evolve into Meganium. Meganium will use its ability to evolve into Swampert. Yeah, like, you always have to shuffle, because we talked about this during the deck explanation. With this deck in particular, you can never keep the boost in play or in your hand, because then it can be targeted. You have to always put it back into the deck. Okay, so I'm gonna use Ninetales to grab myself a Nest Ball and a Timer Ball, right? And we see that the Super Boost energy is in there, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna use this Nest Ball to get me another Chikorita, right? So I can double Meganium pretty much every turn, and then I'll leave the Swampert active. We shouldn't be. What if boost is priced H2 WM? You play 2 Gladion, so you're essentially playing 3 outs to Super Boost energy. Yeah. So If you prize 2 Gladion and the Super Boost, then yes, it's game over. Unless you use Greninja GX's ability to get a prize, and then you are able to, and through a Acerola you can reuse it, and then you get a prize, and then you get it, right? But that's how. Yeah, so this is something we discussed during the deck explanation. You cannot leave the Super Boost energy in play because your Pokemon could either get knocked out, or your opponent could play an Enhanced Hammer, or you could, even if you have it in your hand, it could get Team Skull grunted. Yeah. You don't play Slaking? What do you mean? I do have Slaking in the deck, and the list definitely had Slaking. Okay, so let's lead off with the Looker here. And then let's try our luck with the Timer Ball. No luck there. Let's Power Churn now. The Slacka. I don't think we're gonna use it this turn. I mean this game. And then we are definitely going to Ultra Ball this for the Meganium. I guess technically I didn't need the Meganium right now, but oh well. Acro will give me Timer Ball, which is pretty nice. Hopefully now we are able to flip a couple heads. Awesome, so 50-50, right guys? 50-50. And now we're just missing the Super Boost energy. Victini has 90 HP. So can we get the Super Boost energy at some points, anytime soon here? Okay, so I'm gonna use Quick Ripening onto the Greninja GX. And I do want to put 3 damage counters, so this guy does 110, that's a knockout. So I should probably just target either the Victini or the other's Logma. Probably the other's Logma, right? Probably the other's Logma. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Bird Candy into Meganium. And then using this ability, I will get the Greninja GX out. And then, I feel like I should be switching out the Swampert. I mean, I'm not, well, I could be threatened, I guess. I have 2 switches. I'm gonna switch out into a Ninetales. I'm gonna play the Looker's Whistle as well. And find that I have no more Lookers left in my deck. Therefore, I'm gonna need a really good Swampert next turn. This is the issue that I found with the deck, and this is why maybe an Energy Lotto would have been good, you know? I should Whistle before Acro for Thinning, that's true, but I also didn't have any Lookers anyway. I only used all 4, so in the back of my mind I knew that kind of. You think you should try to set up the Swampert before even attempting single Froakie? Potentially. I mean, here honestly the issue is that the Ninetales is still here, right? I think that's the biggest issue. We would definitely want that Ninetales to be a Swampert instead. And Carmen, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Rotom Dex is pretty nice with these guys. Is the last card in my opponent's hand a Kuzma? Instruct, he will see the other 2 cards from the Rotom. Rotom Dex with Macario actually makes a lot of sense. Rotom Dex with Macario might be better than running smooth over Macario, honestly. It might be better. I feel like we should be able to win this game, it's just not that clear. And now the bodybuilding doubles is an issue. Yeah, Ninetales either gets a Zero lot or gets KO'd for sure. So the damage here, kind of a waste. If I had placed 30 here and 30 here, I would have accounted, I guess, for the bodybuilding doubles. We see a switch though. We see a switch. So, I mean, what will happen is I will attack into the Macario, I won't knock it out, but then afterwards I will get the Greninja, I will evolve into it, and I will place the 3 damage counters there, and I will be able to knock out the Macardo that way. So here's where the Slaking would be amazing, right? Here's where the Slaking would be amazing, and that's a pretty amazing top deck as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and Lily. I do find a Gladian, and now I'm gonna go ahead and power draw the Looper Whistle. And not looking great. We won't be able to get Slaking out this turn, right? Definitely want to get rid of these two. We will grab a Mudkip. Oh, our Stretcher is prized. Okay, so we have 8 cards left. I would really like it if... Thank you so much for the follow, Hero. I would really like it if I could find the Super Boost energy this turn. That would be the dream, right? That would 100% be the dream. I might want to use the Gladian for a Stretcher later on to get back something. And okay, perfect. So we get 2 Acrobikes. So as long as the Super Boost is not the last card in my deck, which it isn't, we are able to go ahead and get an attack off here, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna Haste Slash, and once again, I will put the Greninja GX back into the deck to make sure that the Super Boost energy is protected. I will give up on one of my Swamperts. My deck is 4 cards, right? My deck is 4 cards, so I definitely don't need 2 Swamperts. And we see the fire. I have, oh. Well. Oh yeah. Was there anything I could have done to stop that? No, right? There was nothing I could have done to stop that. There was nothing I could have done to stop that. Meganium GX is probably a bad matchup for this thing. Because it can 1-hit KO and it has that really cool GX attack where you wait, right? You wait until you get into this spot, and then you just get rid. Like, even if I had 6 cards left in my deck, it's still worth it because you have a really high chance of getting rid of the Super Boost, right? So I definitely didn't see that coming. I forgot about the GX attack. It took us so long to get going, right? It took us so long, and then if you don't draw the super boost early on, it's a little. Oh, you did, Sam Serafin? Sorry, I didn't notice. I don't know how, like, what could I have done to prevent that though? I don't think there's anything I could have done to prevent that situation. So yeah, we'll see what else we can pull off here. Yeah, we'll see what else we can pull off here. That was an interesting way to finish that game. But I generally don't think there was anything I could have done. Right? I generally don't think there was anything I could have done. What about Lysia to improve odds of hitting Super Boost? Yeah, Lysia could be a nice card to have. It's like you have an extra Super Boost. I feel like Energy Loto might be a little bit better. And okay, so we have a pretty terrible hand. Oh. We have a pretty terrible hand. Yikes. Thanks for the clip, Amphi, I guess. Swampert leads to some really good loopy decks indeed, Chuckle. Double Ninetales, nice. And we top deck the Meganium, which certainly does not help us at all. Right? We're probably about to lose. I could Rescue Stretcher for the Slaking, but if we lose, we lose. We'll just move on to the next game. Yeah? Shotgun Nostrils, that's true. So yeah, Rare Candy, Ultra Ball. My opponent will have an extra energy. He will Ultra Ball for the Soul Galio. And I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. Yeah. I'm sure you guys are going to see on YouTube like a lot of videos about this deck, right? And you're gonna see the deck function like There's no better deck in the world, right? Everything will work flawlessly for them. But here we are seeing that sometimes things can go wrong, right? Sometimes you just get an unplayable hand, and it's part of the game. It is part of the game. Now we get to go first, which is awesome. So far, this is a rip, kind of, yes. Starting Slack actually looks enticing, because if we can get set up and get the Slaking in the active spot, that could be pretty cool. We already have the rare candy, which is usually the difficult part, right? And my opponent is playing Metagross. Metagross, I feel, should be a good matchup for you, because we have infinite healing and they don't, but they do have Soul Gather, I guess. So let's go ahead and Nest Ball for a Mudkip, right? And then, thank you so much for the follow, Stephen. And then, I feel like I should Ultra Ball the Looker and the Guzma? Or the Looker and the Candy. That's actually... The Looker and the Candy is tempting. Technically, I only need one rare candy. And my opponent is also a setup deck. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the Meganium already. I don't expect my opponent to be playing any hand disruption on his turn 1 at least. And this is looking pretty nice. So I'll go ahead and... I mean, Slaking is honestly a really good card to have as well. So... Maybe I keep this Nest Ball though. Like, I definitely need Swampert, right? That's the one Pokemon I really, really need next turn. More than... Well, I could get Slaking and then Swampert. I could be a little bit patient. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Because Meganium also allows you to just drop the basic and immediately evolve it, which is pretty awesome. Do you think this deck is a bit clunky? Definitely a bit clunky. A bit is an understatement. Mr. Soda King, deck is just another stage 2. Might as well play Desi. Yeah, it does seem like an overly complicated way to do extra damage or whatnot. But like, if you get it to the infinite loop though, like, you will run out of cards to discard for Swampert to keep getting back the loop, right? And or switches. However, I don't know. There's merit to the deck. Oh, and there's a super boost energy already, which is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and evolve here. And I generally think evolving into Slaking is actually the right play here. I generally think so. Factor Rare, thank you so much. And yeah. Okay, so having the super boost energy gives me a lot of hope, I guess, for the future. I'm gonna grab the Froggy. And I'm first going to evolve into Slaking to slow everything down. Yeah. And then next turn, I will probably end up evolving into Frogadier, into Greninja, placing the damage, attaching a super boost, attacking, right? But I might even use my GX attack. So I can get 2 attacks, because obviously I don't have Swampert yet, and therefore I can't just cycle. Yeah. Expanded out some cool tools for the deck, like what Double Cup Faded. The deck probably won't be meta breaking, but can we just appreciate how cool the deck is? I agree. It's like, this is the definition of creativity and innovation, right? It's honestly, I can 100% say I would have never come up with a deck like this one. Thoughts on Nest for Vulpix for Swampert and Froakie? And then Guzma? Wait. Nest for Vulpix. I mean, yeah, fair. I just feel like getting the Slaking out would have definitely stopped the Ninetales. Would have definitely stopped like important stuff potentially. Okay. So I'm gonna use this. And now, which Pokemon is my opponent less likely to evolve? Maybe the Vulpix? No. I think I definitely want to target down the Vulpix. I'm going to place a 30 damage on a Cosmog, because even if he evolves that, then 2 attacks for Greninja to knock it out. And then I will attach the Super Boost. And I'm going to go after the other Cosmog, right? Oh wait, am I going to use my GX attack or the active? There's no way he triple rare candies and knocks me out, right? Absolutely no way. So I'm gonna eliminate the Vulpix, because that way he can't. Now my Slaking isn't in the active spot, but now my opponent can also not just evolve into Ninetales to grab rare candies. Yeah. Okay, so there's the first Metang. There's the first rare candy. There's the Lele, which we could have stopped with the Slaking, but not quite anymore. Then Cynthia. There's a second Metang. We see the retreats. We're gonna see a Geotech system. Oh, the algorithm is harsh though. In before E-Hammer, that would be pretty sad. I mean, based on my previous knowledge and current knowledge, I guess, on Metagross Soul Galio decks, I don't think they have the space for Enhanced Hammer, right? So I would say that was a very acceptable risk to take. And now 150 HP on Meganium sucks because my opponent could end up like off of this algorithm. You have to grab a Kuzma, right? You have to grab a Kuzma. Yeah, this is where Lele into Judge would be amazing for this deck, but obviously those are not cards we are playing. And so, in order for me to get Swampert, I have to get rid of my whole hand here. And I'm pretty scared that my opponent goes Guzma, KO, Meganium. I am honestly very scared at that happening, but I don't think I can do anything about it really. So I'm gonna go ahead and quick Ripening, because we're very like bare bones right now. And then I will power draw, and I also have to discard this rare candy. I am out of rare candy, so if my Meganium goes down, we are basically done for. I will go ahead and Gladion for geez, a Looker, I guess, that gives us extra cards. And I will go ahead and Haste Slash. Hopefully my opponent forgot about Slaking's ability. Probably not, but hopefully. So, Gladium for Gladion. Okay. Yeah, so I would never expect Metagross to be running Enhanced Hammer. There we see the second Max Potion, second out of 4. If we get to that point, we get to that last point of wow, double tails on the timer ball. That really sucks. I know. There's this whole Galio. Did my opponent not grab Kuzma? There's the energy. Goes for the Hala. Okay. So my opponent is now in not such a great spot. I really need another Meganium though. I really need another Meganium urgently. Triple Metagross, but no abilities for my opponent. This Lacking ends up being probably the MVP of this game right now. So let's go ahead and look her first. Okay. So, like I said, I really need to Meganium into Meganium, and then I get Meganium into Swampert. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, now we should be safe, right? Because we always, well, not always, but pretty much always, we have a Meganium available. I will Meganium into the other Swampert. I have a chance. I have a genuine chance to attack this turn. Definitely going to lose the Acerola. I don't think that's going to be an important card. And I get 3 cards, so off of the 2 acrobatics I need a Froakie and a switch. There's 1. So now any Nest Ball, any Ultra Ball. Oh, wow. Losing the switch sucks though. Ugh. I might have to grab the switch. I mean, I will have to break the loop eventually, right? Yeah, my opponent is not in a situation where he can threaten me too much. So I'm gonna grab this switch. I'm not a big fan of. Oh, I already used double Meganium. That is true, so good thing I grabbed the switch. Very good thing I grabbed the switch. Okay, so I flipped double heads. I'm gonna grab the Ninetales to discard it, and I'm gonna grab the Greninja. And JGB, thank you so much for the host. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Timer Ball, double heads, double tails, that's average, and then we'll pass. We cannot attack with Slaking, definitely. 100% we cannot attack with Slaking because we only have 1 energy. So yeah, I already used both of my abilities. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. Potown to Acerola is lacking. No. Okay, so my opponent simply attaches an energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and power draw a Ninetales. Must be nice. I can't play with chat in real life, can I? And let's go ahead and Looker Whistle. We might be able, like, we're gonna pretty much draw our whole deck here. Let's go ahead and Looker. We got the extra switch, and then let's go ahead and power draw the other Ninetales. Okay, this is actually an insane hand. I don't need to play the acrobatics, and the acrobatics could be good cards to just get rid of later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and quick ripening. And the loop has begun. And I will be able, hopefully, to take a prize on this Cosmog. If I am able to do that, that's gonna be amazing, right? Because that puts me back to even prizes. And we use Haste Slash. We definitely wanna recycle the Greninja, and then we promote the Slaking. And now a Guzma gets my opponent a prize, but it's not a big deal, right? A Guzma gets my opponent a prize, but it's not a big deal. He is a max potion, that's fine. We have infinite healing, right? We have infinite healing, he doesn't. So let's definitely go ahead and power draw the Whistle. And okay, if I do this and get the Froakie, I am guaranteed to get the Super Boost, because there was a chance I would power draw and the Super Boost would be the last card in my deck, and that would have been a very sad situation. So we have 6 stage 2s in play right now. How often do you see that? If you lose or prize a Super Boost, then it's GG. That is correct, Spikester. And we've talked about how you need the Super Boost to be in the deck, and that way it can be safe. If it's in play, or if it's in your hand, you are actually in a lot of trouble. Now, I am seeing, however, that I am going to run out of switching cards, right? I am going to run out of switching cards. I have 1 switch left. Thank you so much, H2WM. 1 M&M for each stage 2. So I am going to run out of switching cards. If my opponent realizes that, he might be able to beat me. If my opponent realizes that, he might be able to beat me here. And Commander Rainbow, thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Very kind of you. Attacks lacking, I guess. Okay, so my last prize will indeed have to be KOing that Lele. probably. Yeah, okay, so this is how I do it. Yeah, I figured it out. We're gonna switch into the Greninja GX. We're gonna use the Super Boost, and we get a KO here, right? And the next turn we evolve into Greninja, Guzma the Lele up, and either unplease the damage on the Lele, and therefore we can get our last two prizes with either Swampert or Slaking. So we will attack with Slaking. And just like I mentioned, Slaking will be the card that gets us our last prize card. Indeed. Indeed. So Slaking being the MVP. Swampert makes it possible to attack 2 turns. Actually, no, because my opponent would be able to Sunsteel Strike my Swampert. So that would not have worked. Yeah. However, we have, in fact, won the game now. So, pretty cool deck. I do feel like it's trying to do so much, or it is able to do so much, right? But I really wish I could attack with Slaking here. Should have just let I should have kept the Slaking on the bench so that Slaking could get the last prize card. Whew. And there's the victory. So my opponent saw the Guzma coming. That was very, very intense. What does Slaking's attack do? It deals 160 damage and you discard an energy attached to Slaking. So you would discard that. You would discard the Super Boost energy, which is definitely not something you can afford. Kevin, sí es una locura el deck. This is a pretty crazy deck indeed, right? Pretty crazy deck indeed. But it's also pretty fun. It's also pretty fun to use. I do feel like I can see how that's an issue though. I did lose the Acerolas, but I had my opponent in a situation where he wasn't even attacking at all. I feel like that's how you could possibly stall out the deck, but my opponent, Heart of Gold, thanks so much for the follow. My opponent was also like playing 4 max potions, right? Which is not something you see commonly in pretty much any deck other than Metagross. So I feel like we've also played against a couple of difficult matches, right? Metagross and Meganium GX. Okay, so decent-ish starting hand, although not the greatest. Killbone Games, where is the list? Someone posted it above. We are now up against Lost March, so the pressure that Lost March applies will hopefully not be too much. I mean, using Ultra Ball right now doesn't really help me. I could Ultra Ball for a Mudkip, but I feel like Ultra Balling for Vulpix next turn and using Beacon might be more worth it, so I'm just gonna pass for now. Just like its truant ability in VGC, kind of. Yeah, kind of. The Trumbeak discards an Acerola, that's fine. What is the grass Pokemon? Meganium. Meganium is a grass Pokemon. Meganium or Meganium? I actually don't know. By the way, guys, for those of you who are new here, we're up to almost 250. We're over 250 viewers right now. You can cheer M&Ms, I know, or I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard. Thank you so much, Harame. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about my passion and my love for M&Ms. So now you can cheer M&Ms just like the title says on Twitch, in case you want to try it out with like 1 or 2 M&Ms. There you go, H2WM. That's exactly how. And then the M&M fills up the cup, and then I might have to eat a bunch of M&Ms in celebration for this nice stream. Orange Rabbits, thank you so much. Gus, thank you so much for the orange M&M. Thank you so much. The orange M&M is more valuable. There are 5 different types of M&Ms, right? Porygon Z would be hysterical. Porygon Z would immediately lose you the match indeed. You could play your own Porygon Z, right? You could play Meganium, Porygon Z, Tapu Koko of sort. Palucci, thanks so much for the follow. So we top deck the Chikorita, which is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and Looker, and then we'll see what we need to Ultra Ball for. We do find a bunch of cool stuff. My opponent is playing the Machoke, which is not great for us, right? We should grab the Meganium here, and then Let's go ahead and Acro once again. Let's grab the Froakie. Okay, so I have two options here. I feel like I'm gonna let the Froakie go down, right? I feel like I should let the Froakie go down because that way I can Ultra Ball for Ninetales. With Ninetales, grab Nest Ball plus Rare Candy into Meganium. Now there is a chance my opponent goes Guzma, KO Chikorita, but that's an acceptable risk, I think. And Mazzinia, thank you so much for the follow. What happens when you devolve Jumpluff? I don't know. You just joined. What's the deck about? You use Meganium's ability in order to keep getting a lot of stage 2's into play, and then you use Greninja GX's attack to loop it, and therefore get a lot of good knockouts. Dunkus Maximus, thank you so much for the 2 M&M bits. You can't evolve Jumpluff, it is not an evolved Pokemon. Okay, I think that makes sense. There we see the Floral Path to the Sky. A Marshadow would be terrible for us, right? A Marshadow here would actually be pretty terrible for us. Net Ball for the grass, I'd imagine. We are weak to grass, so our poor Froakie is going down here. And there's a Lost March. Okay. Slaking turns off Machoke. Oh, that is true. I mean, setting up Slaking at this stage in the game feels like a big stretch, right? So I'm just going to try and focus on one thing at a time. But yeah, that's a valid point. Slaking, I could have Slaking up front, evolve into Greninja GX, place the damage counters, and then switch. Okay, so I feel like there's value in KOing Jumpluff, right? If I can. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I could. Okay, so that Looker Whistle top deck is actually pretty nice, because I get to grab 2 Lookers and I can look through my deck. There's no Mudkip in the prize card, so I can't Gladion for it. There's no Greninja GX in the prize cards either, so I can't Gladion for that. There is a Ninetales prized, so I could Gladion for that and then Ultra for something different instead of the Lookers, which gives me 3 random cards. So I think that's going to be the plan. So the Lookers actually, I mean, I was going to Gladion anyways, but with the Lookers I get confirmation. And Alberry Chief, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so let's go ahead and Gladion for the Ninetales. I have 2 Meganium's prize, which is not great. Now let's go ahead and evolve into the Ninetales, and this is going to be an interesting turn. We're going to grab a Rare Candy, and we're going to grab a Nest Ball. So the Pokemon I'm going to go out into is probably going to be the Ninetales, right? Let's go ahead and Rare Candy into Meganium. I can only use one ability, right? So I am going to Nest Ball into the Mudkip to have it in play already. However, I am going to Ultra Ball for discarding the Swampert and discarding one of the Lookers for a Greninja GX. And I'm going to take a knockout on the Jumpluff, and my opponent doesn't even have Machoke yet. So that is pretty good. Now, even though I only played the Mudkip, Meganium's ability does allow you to bypass normal evolution rules. And so this has 70, no, it has 60 HP, so I'm gonna pressure the matchup. If my opponent doesn't evolve next turn, I might be able to deal with the matchup. And because this guy's a grass type, oh no! Oh, well, I just messed this up pretty badly. I can't risk the Greninja. Super Boost doesn't work if I don't have 3 stage 2's. I'm so used to having all the stage 2's out. I'm so used to having all the stage 2's out that I just assumed like the Super Boost would work, right? But it doesn't, so that's why I couldn't attack. So we just need to be a little bit patient. Oopsie. Big facepalm. So yeah, definitely missing that extra stage 2. Does Tablemon remove damage when using the ability? Yes, it does, Shuffle Secro. Yes, it does. Ooh, this card's double DCE. Even if my opponent goes Lele for Guzma, he doesn't have knockout on the Greninja. That's the important thing. So I did exactly what I said you don't do. You don't risk the super boost energy, Pablo. You don't. I completely forgot about the requirement of having 3 stage 2s. Rhea, 1 year, purple Tablemon. Thank you so much for your support throughout the whole year. Thank you so much for hanging out here. Thank you so much. But now I'm pretty angry because now there's no more M&Ms left in the cup. Now there's no more M&Ms left in the cup. Okay, I'm gonna save the link from Serpentage for the list. There's the list. Will this be uploaded to YouTube? 100%, Cusprater. 100% this will be uploaded to YouTube. Okay, so now we're in an okay spot. My opponent has had some pretty underwhelming turns. Is Acerola better than Looker? Okay, the first thing, I'm gonna get my stage 2. Right? I feel like there's more value. Well, no. There might be. Yeah, I think there's more value in seeing more cards here off of the Looker. And now I'm gonna power draw the Nest Ball. Orange M&Ms are still safe indeed. Okay. So I already used my ability. I can, however, bench the Mudkip to get an extra Swampert out. And now I have 3 stage 2s. So now I can do this. Right? Now I can Haste Slash, get a prize card, return the Greninja GX to the deck, therefore keeping the super boost energy safe. Get a Timer Ball, which is pretty decent because I could use that to get a Meganium thanks to the Ultra Ball that we have. Well, we actually have 2 Meganiums prize, so I can't get another Meganium out anytime soon. Why does this deck play Looker? It plays Looker because you can use Ninetales' ability to find the Looker Whistle, and with the Looker Whistle you can find draw, right? So essentially you just need to see a lot of cards, right? You just need to see a lot of cards with this deck. Therefore, you essentially, Ninetales now searches for draw, right? Which is a very nice way to go about it. This is indeed really interesting. It's like, it might not be the best deck in the format, and it will not like topple down everything, but it is a pretty viable deck, a pretty fun deck, and it's, like I said before, the combination of innovation plus creativity in a single deck. Blizzard, thank you so much for the follow. Yes, you lose to Circuitry GX. It is indeed an auto loss. And Dylan, thank you so much for the M&Ms. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you for the M&Ms. Okay, so we're going to lose a Swampert. Thankfully, we have another one ready to go. But we do lose a stage 2, therefore, we won't be able to attack this turn, even if we find the super boost energy. So let's go ahead and quick ripening herb. Yeah, I mean, sure, Circuitry GX is an auto loss. Circuitry GX is an auto loss for a lot of decks, but when was the last time you played against a Circuitry GX in a tournament? Never, right? So definitely don't worry about that. Okay, so I feel like there's value in using Rescue Stretcher now. Getting back all of these guys. And then I think Lily is going to be my supporter of choice. I'm going to get rid of that. I will grab a Mudkip. Thanks so much for the follow, Candy Cell. You just keep sniping. You one-shot it with Slaking at 30 damage from Greninja, but for that, Slaking discards the super boost and then you can never attack. So yes, you lose to Circuitry GX, guys, but please don't worry about Circuitry GX. When was the last time Circuitry GX was ever played in any deck? Yeah, so you wouldn't worry about it, at least not right now. Yeah. Okay, so we do find another Chikorita, which is nice, and I think I'll just pass here. Yeah, you do have to manage very efficiently. Circuitry GX is not a good card, guys. Okay. We see another Trombeak. Voila. So no, you can't infinitely snipe the circuitry because the circuitry should just not attack you. Therefore, it never activates Acerola. Therefore, you never are able to. You are never able to bring back the Greninjas and reuse their abilities. So no, you can never. And even if you could, you only have 2 Acerola, so you can use that. Like you can put 120 damage on the circuitry, but you can never get to 180. Yeah. So yes, guys, I'm sure there are ways to 100% counter this, but Circuitry GX, like, even if, like, going into a regional, you would never worry about the Circuitry GX. Never, ever, ever in your life would you worry about that. Okay, so we are in a lot of trouble. Not gonna lie. We are in a lot of trouble. I need to take a prize this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that helps us get a prize for sure. Let's go ahead and Acrobike. We'll grab the Froakie. Okay, so I said we really need to get a prize, and we are going to get 2 prizes even. So let's go ahead and use Meganium's ability. We will take a knockout on the matchup. Right, 60 HP matchup. Definitely not the best play, although if you are playing Elms, I guess it makes sense. We get another Meganium. But I already used my ability, so that's not going to help us out here. I'm going to attach the Super Boost. I'm going to go ahead and switch. And then I'm going to go ahead and Lily. I do find the Froakie, which is nice. However, I will Power Draw. Here's the thing, though. I can't. Thank you so much, Dylan. Definitely very happy with the Tablemon. Cheers, the M&Ms. I have to get rid of the Acerola. My opponent has enough in the Lost Zone to where he doesn't have to worry about anything. Rare Candy. I can Rare Candy into Meganium, which does give me an extra Greninja GX, which is nice. An extra Slaking would be pretty cool as well. I can't have the Greninja GX bench though, so I'm just gonna evolve into the Swampert. Okay, and then do I want to use Swampert again? I guess I do, just to thin. Slaking. Not too powerful, I don't think. How many switches have we used so far? 3 of them. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the Slackers. Not a big fan, but I feel like the Guzmas could be useful. And then we will Haste Slash, get a knockout, and put the Super Boost back to safety into the deck. So yeah, next turn, like I might be able to KO the Lele, but I'm still 1 prize short. Right? I am still 1 prize short. And thanks so much for the follow, Forte. SP. Technically, you can always evolve and shuffle back in, indeed. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Gramble is busted. That is exactly what I'm doing. So the question is, yeah, oof. What Pokemon do I lose here, though? A Swampert or a Meganium? A Meganium, right? There's more value in making sure I can cycle every time. In order for us to win, we need my opponent to whiff an energy. Either this turn or next turn, but we need my opponent to whiff an energy. If he doesn't whiff, then we can't win. It's as simple as that. Although if he attacks with Jump Bluff this turn and we do knock that out, we will be able to perhaps survive. Like, we would need to leave the Greninja GX active, because then we would hopefully survive the turn. Now that my opponent is focusing on the Natu, I'm still going to have to do that, right? And hope that my opponent doesn't have the Guzma. So which is more likely, that he has another Grass or a Guzma? And at this point, it might be the Guzma that's more likely. Ugh. Like, we're not in a great spot either way. It's J Shark, thank you so much for the follow. Does Meganium's ability work with fossils? I have no idea. Okay, so we are in trouble, right? We are in trouble, friends. Like, I'll be able to take a prize. So here's the question. Do I think it's more likely that my opponent has a Guzma, or do I think it's more likely that my opponent has a Grass? I think I have to knock out the Jumpluff this turn, right? I do think I have to knock out the Jumpluff this turn. So let's go ahead and evolve, right? I have to use my GX attack to KO the Jumpluff this turn. So I'll put the 30 damage on the Natu. And then let's go ahead and power draw a Gladion. Wait, my favorite herb? What do you mean? Yeah, maybe I should have sacrificed this Swampert instead to get the double KO, to get the double Greninja, double KO the Natu, and then snipe the Jumpluff. That actually was probably the way to go. That was indeed probably the way to go. So, oh, and now, oops. Now I can't. I mean, I have to shuffle, otherwise I lose. Yep. Oopsies. Oopsie daisies. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I probably played that bad. Yeah, I should have sacrificed a Swampert, not a Meganium. Yeah, I should have sacrificed a Swampert. Yep, there's a netball. Should have sacrificed the Swampert, then I could have evolved, double evolved, two Greninja abilities into the Natu KO, and then KO the Jumpluff. But that also implied I would need to draw the Greninja, the Froakie, and the Super Boost. And I didn't draw the Super Boost until the second Swampert, right? So it was gonna be tough no matter what. Right? It was gonna be tough no matter what. Okay, guys, so you guys get to decide in chat. Let me know. I can keep playing this Shintaro deck, or I can use the deck that ended up winning the whole event. Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, if you guys decide for me to keep playing the stage 2 deck, I will just make a second video out of it. But if you guys want to see the champion deck, let me know in the chat right now. I will be right back in just a second with more action. Be right back.